This is Matchday Live with NordVPN. Friday night football under the lights at Elland Road from a massive game between two clubs who know 3 points can give their Premier League survival hopes a huge boost. All the build-up on the way ahead of full match commentary. It's Leeds United taking on Nottingham Forest. It's live on LUTV. Right then, we are half an hour away from kickoff, and what a big game we have in store here at Elland Road as well. 8 o'clock it all gets underway. We'll bring you all the action, and joining us in the studio today, well, we have the duo of Simon Grayson and Michael Bridges.
Not about us.
Which is fantastic, don't get us wrong. But we also have Kasabian star Chris Edwards with us, bass player for Kasabian, with us in the studio tonight. How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, good mate, yeah, buzzing.
Good.
Yeah.
Right. We should just get into this. The Leeds connection, because, you know, Kasabian are Leicester born and bred. Yeah. You're Leicester born and bred, but you're a Leeds fan.
I'm a Leeds fan. Yeah, you can thank Gary McAllister for that in 1990 for moving from Leicester to Leeds United. I had no guidance in my life as a footballing father. My father's into rugby, so basically I followed Gary McAllister from Leicester to Leeds in 90, and then just never left Leeds, even through the dark period when Simon managed them.
We should say...
you know about his records?
We should say at this point, I mean, Simon, Chris, you're big pals, aren't you, as well? You know, through the music and through the football, Simon.
Yeah, exactly. We've got to know each other really well and spent plenty of time in the company, and we've been trying to get him up to a game for quite a bit now, and it fell right for tonight. So if you're bringing him to a game, might as well get him in amongst it, because he's the only one who'll talk any sense on this panel, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to get that out of the way, because at one point he just felt like Chris was being mean to you for no reason. But actually, it's all good. So Gary McAllister, your favourite Leeds player ever?
Yeah. I've got his shirt in my office at home, all signed up. So yeah, he's got a pride place in my house.
He's got Bridges' shirt.
I was going to say
he washes the car with it.
Bit of a blow there for poor old Bridgie. Could have gone with him as a caveat as my second favourite or anything like that. Well, listen, it's fantastic to have you here tonight. You're going to join us for a little bit in the studio as well. This is a big game, isn't it? I mean, Bridgie, I'll bring you in at this point. Huge game. Filthy conditions out there tonight. The kind of game you would have loved.
Not filthy, great conditions. And when I was driving in the rain coming down, you see the greasy surface. I was saying it's a night where mistakes can happen, so I've got to make sure that the lads are switched on mentally. They know that there's going to be, anytime there's a save by Caldolo, get in around them. Because, like I say, as a striker, we used to thrive on nights like this. Slight tackles going in. You know, some of the players would love this kind. It's under floodlights, and this season we've been absolutely magnificent in evening kickoffs under floodlights. So I'm hoping that trend continues tonight. The atmosphere is building. It might be damp, but once this kick-off happens, it's nice like this, you remember.
Yeah, Chris, we can see the team coming in earlier tonight. Dan James, by the way, is back on the bench, which is so fantastic to see, because he's been out for a real period of time, so he's back on the bench. We'll go through the starting lineup shortly. But who's in this current crop of players, Chris? Who's impressing you? Who you're loving watching when you're watching Leeds?
The midfield for me. I mean, they've brought in some real height, and I think we needed it, because we had a lot of small players coming up from last year. We've got lots of players over 6 foot now. Anton Stack's been fantastic. We're going to miss him tonight, I think. But obviously, Griev will come in and Ampadu will be in the centre. And then you've got like Tanaka who can come in. You know, and his stats last year were probably some of the best in Europe. And just, I think Ampadu, when he's out of the team, I think you miss something. You know, it's a bit like the Guimaraes for Newcastle. When he's out of the team, you miss something. You miss that kind of, you know, main character in the centre of midfield. So
we missed David Batty. He was that key position. Yeah. When Batts was out, we knew he was missing.
Yeah, well, it is a big one tonight. And obviously, I mean, is it a 6-pointer size? Is that what we're saying? It does feel like, you know, 3 points tonight for Leeds would be a huge step in the right direction. Of course, Forest come into this with, you know, the best form they've been in all season, really, with four undefeated off the back of 4 defeats. So they'll be here pretty confident as well. But we've been doing well. It's a big game.
Yeah, look, it's a big game for both teams, as you mentioned in there, that both on the same points. if the big thing tonight is that we don't get beat, because you don't need Forest getting 3 points in front of us. Would you take a draw now? I would, but I still think we can win this game, get off to a good start, use the advantage of the home supporters. The night that's going to be a special night. Tough game because Dyche's done really well there. He's got some good players. But if we can get 3 points, it's a massive confidence boost, and also puts the pressure on the other teams playing tomorrow. West Ham go to Burnley. Not that we're looking too far ahead with any fixtures by any chance, but I think if we can win tonight, it's a massive boost for everybody.
Yeah. Chris, did you get sort of pre-stage nerves before you go? I bet the players will be feeling it a little bit before they go. What's it like for you as being part of a band?
It's not really nerves, it's more kind of anticipation. You get like it's not a nervousness in your stomach, it's more of like an excitement in your stomach. And I think a lot of footballers would probably be the same. They just want to get out there and play, but they won't be drinking my pre-match drink, which I normally drink. But I'm sure that they'll be on the Red Bulls. But no, it's never really been a thing for us. It's not, we were kind of made to do it, we believe. And as we've played, we've played over 1,000 shows now, and it's like it's just a pleasure to do. It's just a joy. So no real nerves, even with the big ones, because you can do it. We have the kind of, we know what we're playing every night. You know what I mean? We know what we're coming up against. I know I can play that tune. It's like with football, obviously it's a different game every time. So there must be a bit of trepidation for some of the players if they're coming up against a different player they don't know or something like that. I know I can go out and play my tunes perfectly every time. So
I wouldn't say perfectly, by the way. I've seen him play.
No. Mostly. Right, now you get to critique Simon's career as well.
I'm staying out of this.
That's why we sat apart.
You've played some massive gigs, of course. You've got the big football connection with, the tune back on FIFA. Club football's on FIFA, of course. You've got the song on Sky Sports at the moment, which goes around, everyone hears and everyone loves. You've played, the King Power, I guess, was sort of the homecoming one for you, even though, a point during that gig where they're all loving it, the rest of the band, and you're thinking it's no Elland Road.
Road. I was pretty jealous of the Kaisers playing Elland Road, to be honest. But it's just fantastic to play. Like I said, we've got tunes here, there, and everywhere around football. We're all football fans, even though we're kind of all different fans. We've got Ian down in Bristol, Sports Bristol Rovers. Serge Leicester, I'm Leeds. And then we've got Rob, who's come in. He's an Arsenal fan. So it's like, there's always friendly banter on tour and stuff like that.
That must be some right gigs.
Around there. But it's great. We are football affiliated. We're all kind of football fans. We've done a lot for Sky Sports in the past. Like say FIFA, EA games have been really good to us. So it's good. We just love the game.
Here?
You can do whatever you want.
Your favourite goal that you've scored? Because you used to play my charity matches at Preston, but your claim to fame in football is...
Is it a banger?
No, it wasn't a banger.
Who did you score against?
Oh, right. I think this is true. I'm the only outfield player to score against Jose Mourinho in the game for Grenfell.
He was in goal, was Mourinho?
He was in goal?
He was in goal. So I think I'm the only outfield player ever.
How old was this? How old was Mourinho?
Well, it was the Grenfell game, wasn't it? So it's probably like 6-7 years ago.
Yeah, not that
Potentially could have scored again. It's a good play. Don't let him take it away from you. It's a good play. You've got a really big year coming up as well. New album on the way. You're going to be doing the festivals. So you've got a bit of a down period now before the album's out. Springtime, and then you're into the festival season. You've got the big slot at Leeds on the Thursday night as well. So lots coming up. What are you doing before it all kicks off?
Well, it all kicks off today. We've got a tune out with Calvin Harris, which has come out today. Release the Pressure. That's gone straight into like BBC Radio 1 playlist and stuff like that. So we've done a little collab with Calvin, and so it all kicks off today, really. That off the back of that, we'll do some photo shoots, we'll do some rehearsal, and then first gig in June, I think it is. We've got a festival in Turkey, so. Yeah, and then it's just on.
This is the highlight to his year. Being with us, being in here tonight. This is the highlight, isn't it?
This is the first.
When you look back on it all, it will be this. Is that what you're saying?
His first and last appearance.
To be honest with you, his analysis of the team was better than sometimes we
with them bridging.
Sometimes get. Well, listen. Good luck with it all. Thanks for joining us in the studio. Give us a score prediction for tonight. How's this one going to go?
I think we'll concede. But I think I'm going for a Leeds 2-1 win.
Ooh, that's the general vibe around every fan I've been speaking to outside,
2-1.
General fan. I'm not, Not an ex-manager player.
Well, we always get it wrong.
Thank you for joining us in the studio. Enjoy the match. Good luck with the album, the new single that's out at the moment, and also the big summer gigs coming up. I'm sure there'll be plenty of people watching. They'll be at Leeds at Bramwell Park in the festival. Looking forward to seeing you as well.
Look forward to seeing them. Yeah.
All right, great
Wicked,
stuff. There
nice
you go.
one. Thanks for having me. Cheers.
Chris Edwards, Kasabian, with us in the studio tonight. Right, lots going on this evening. One of the things happening tonight, it is the Premier League's With Pride campaign. You can see the badges we're wearing today. So Bryn Law and Tony DeRigo, in a moment you'll be here catching up with one of the members from Marching Out Together who are here this evening as part of that campaign. But beforehand, let's get the views of our commentary team on tonight's match.
Well, yes, here we are in the tunnel, looking forward to what has the look of a big game. Team news first. One change to talk about.
There is. Stack, unfortunately, misses out with injury, and Okafor comes in. I think on the bench we have more good news with James and Metcher back on the bench as well. So the bench looks strong, team looks strong. I think the boys are ready to go.
So what is required of that starting 11 this evening?
Not too much different than we've done in previous home games. They need to collectively kind of stick together, not too many mistakes, but then start with a high tempo and really ask questions of the opposition. At home, I think I suppose our speed and our strength and the way that we play a high tempo game, that's difficult for other teams to cope with. If I'm Nottingham Forest, where don't I want to go on a wet Friday night? It will be Elland Road, of course, and so I think the crowd, along with the players, are ready to go, and they'll make it difficult for the opposition.
This place has been a good place for Leeds United under the lights, hasn't it? Midweek games. Daniel Farke's got an excellent record here on that basis. Is it genuinely a factor?
I don't know why it should be, but it is. Simple as that. You look at the results, and that's what happens. It is such an important game, and I think now that I've retired many years, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at all the other results, and the boys won't be doing that. They'll be solely concentrating on this game and making sure they I suppose, put a better performance in than they did against Arsenal. But I think they'll have belief, they'll have confidence, but they'll also want to prove a point. So I'm expecting a really good game.
They'll also be aware that Nottingham Forest are on a little mini unbeaten run now, aren't they? There's shown signs of picking up in recent weeks again.
Yeah, and let's not forget, we went down to the City Ground, we lost 2-0, we weren't great, and one or two of their players played very well, Gibbs White being one of them. Anderson, I'd say, will be another one that we have to keep an eye on. But as much as we need to stop them playing, we need to be positive ourselves and really play our own thing. So set pieces are important, we know that. Let's get that delivery in there and really attack that ball and show what we can do. But I just think collectively, I think we're in a good spot, and they'll want to rebound from the last result.
Typically a very optimistic message from Tony just to wrap up with. So guys, a big night, I think, isn't it, in terms of marching out together and this whole Premier League initiative in general?
Yeah, obviously with the new Premier League with Pride, it's a massive day, it's a massive game for Leeds United as well, so doubly nervous.
What is it about Premier League with Pride? Tell us a little.
Well, it's a new initiative because they've disbanded with the Rainbow Laces, one which used to happen in November, and this is a brand new initiative which we're very much welcoming, and it's all about making football grounds in the Premier League a safe place for everyone to be and to watch their beloved game and their beloved team, and making it just, so if there's any homophobia, if there's anything that comes across and it's negative and it's not in the right sense, we can call it out, we can speak to the right people and educate people. Hopefully that's what we want.
Presumably the positivity in this is that you're saying, come along, this is a welcoming environment.
Yeah, absolutely, and Leeds United for at least the last 5 years have been a fantastic club to support in terms of LGBT games, the Rainbow Ball, Rainbow Laces. So I'd just say to any LGBT fan that might be worried, you're more than welcome here, you're more than welcome to meet Marching Out Together, and this club is for you.
Do you feel like a thriving fan group in there, marching out together?
We do actually, yes. I joined a few years ago, and since then it's just been a great sense of community and belonging, and being there for the right reasons, and being, sort of being seen, if you like, and know that your club is supportive. Leeds United have supported Pride for many years now, and so it's a great community. Really.
So a big night, but I think as you've already hinted, it's only really a big night if you get the right result, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we said before the game we think 3-1, and that's kind of another message that's really important to us. First and foremost, we are Leeds United fans. Our sexuality is irrelevant, so we're nervous tonight because of what's going to happen on the pitch. So 3-1 Leeds.
You agree with that?
I do agree with that. But, you know, we're going to bring the look because we're going to be out there at the tunnel when the players come out for their warm-up. So I think the rainbow look's going to be there.
They go. I like the way this is going. We had Chris go for a 2-1. Misha Mazza going for a 3-1. Boys, I'll be expecting 4s and 5s from you coming up very shortly. And then they are getting ready. It is. We did mention the weather tonight. I mean, it's going to be the conditions. Probably you would have thought might play a bit of a part tonight, Simon.
It certainly will. Look, it's been raining nearly all week, hasn't it? The pitch has held up so far. I don't think it's in great condition in terms of the general state of it, but it's going to be one of them nights where Bridgie said there's going to be tackles flying around, there's going to be mistakes being made. You've got to make sure that you're fully at it. We know that it's going to be a competitive match. Sean Dyche's teams are always like that. Yeah. But it's a game the players should be really looking forward to. Full of confidence, real good run of home form all season. Let's go out and get 3 points again. Well,
we can see the team coming out. It's probably worth us. I know Bryn and Tony touched on it before, but just looking at the team and whether it's a 3-4-3 or a 3-5-2 or a 3-5-1-1, or we've seen variations on this, but essentially there are 3 centre-backs. Darlow in goal, James Justin, Rodon and Stroik make up the 3 at the back. Wide of them, Jayden Bogle and Gabby Goodmanson, who we'll hear from shortly, Gruev and Ampadu, and then there's a 3 of Okafor, Aronson and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So I guess, you know, I mean, Bridget, you tell us, how do you think that will set up? Will it be different in attack and defence, or how will it look?
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be a 5-4-1, I would say, defensively without the ball. Definitely, lads, getting back behind the ball, making sure this, you know, the structure is there, the organisation. But then the transition, winning the ball, quick, Aronson going one way, Okafor going the other. But obviously, my main thing tonight is getting the service into Dominic, the number 9. Against Arsenal, he was so isolated. It was very hard for us when we won the ball to actually exploit, get the ball up to him and get the service, because Arsenal pressed so well. We didn't really get many passes together. So Aronson, Okafor, and whoever it's going to be with Ampadu and Gruev, one of them is going to release to come and join in as well. In the wing-backs, get the crosses in, Bogle and Goodmanson, every opportunity, get that ball in the box and feed the players that are in there.
I think it's a big night for Okafor tonight, because I don't think he's played to the level consistently all season. That he's probably the reason why he was bought. He's shown what he's capable of doing, but you need to see a little bit more of that in the Premier League. And I get it's time to settle in and that, but we're now halfway through the season. So I think he's got back into the team tonight because Stack's gone out injured. It's a big opportunity for him to show what he's capable of doing.
Instead of going with somebody like a Willie Nonto because of the height as well for set plays, they've gone with an Okafor.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah, there are different reasons. Look, you never know what those managers think at times. Think about many different things. The good thing is the good competition for places. We keep mentioning it. You've got Dan James back to the Peru and Amacha, and Nonto as the attacking options, and Bonota not even in the squad for whatever reason.
Yeah, Bonota not on the in the matchday squad today. Jakob Biol is back, which is great to see, isn't it? Obviously, he's been... in fact, there's 3 players there, you know, with Dan James, Nemecha and Beale that we didn't necessarily think were going to feature, but they are, and that's good for the squad.
It's the first thing we all said in the studio here when we saw the bench, went, oh, strong bench, a couple of good players back. But it just shows how good James Justin has been to keep his place in there. He's shown his versatility in very different positions, but he's always been, like, it's so reliable. And that's why, obviously, he's still in there. But the bench looks superb, and I'm sure everybody with this kind of weather is going to play a part.
Now, Bridgie, a moment ago, you mentioned Arsenal. I was just going to skip straight past it and pretend it didn't happen.
I stopped my notes last time.
But, of course, the last game out was against Arsenal, and it was, it was a comfortable one for Arsenal in the end, wasn't it? We really couldn't quite get our teeth sunk into them with the quality that they've got. Daniel Farke described them as the best team in Europe, which I guess is not kind of hyperbole. I mean, they are the top of the league and they've won all their games in the Champions League, so it is with justification. He also said, you just write it off and move on to the next. Is it as easy and simple as that?
Look, you write it off because on paper it was a game that we probably expected to get beat anyway. Yeah. He'll draw from the positives, the tiny few that are there, but he'll want the team and the group to learn how to deal with the bigger teams and the bigger games that we've still got coming up in the rest of the season. At the start of the season, that was a game that if we got anything out of it, was going to be a bonus. Didn't get anything out of it. Got to make sure that it doesn't affect the team psychologically, that we've been beat 4-0 by Arsenal. But as you said, they're on for all 4 trophies at this moment in time. The 2 centre-backs for them are the best pairing that I've seen in Europe, to be fair. Never just in the Premier League. Calvert-Lewin didn't have any service into him. So it was just one of them nights, the afternoons that didn't quite work for us.
I love what you've just said there with your manager's hat on. You always learn something from a game like that, because we've got plenty of big teams to come this season. He's saying what we can learn from that, even though it was a heavy defeat. That was Simon at his finest there.
We like it, and we don't play Arsenal again, so that's always good as well.
The FA Cup final.
Of course, the FA Cup final repeat of '72, sure thing. Now, one thing to mention, of course, last week is that we lost that game, and we were looking around thinking, "Oh, this isn't great." Forest picked up a point, didn't they? And then West Ham were 2-0 up at Chelsea. I'd like to admit publicly that I did let out a small cheer at a Chelsea goal. Felt a little bit nauseous afterwards.
More than that.
But I think
the car on the way home.
I think I wasn't the only one. Put it that way. That was a bit of a gutting one for them. I mean, look, our game is our game. They're playing Burnley. You mentioned it, Si. They're playing Burnley tomorrow away. You do look at it and think that must have been a bit of a bruiser for them. I mean, we lost 4-0 here, and it wasn't great in the grand scheme of things. But to be 2-0 up at Stamford Bridge and to lose it like that,
second half,
it's a massive body blow for them. Psychologically, points on the table. In the table, it will be interesting how they respond to that defeat last week. But as we worked together a few weeks ago, you can only control the controllables, and that's what you can affect tonight. Not worried about tomorrow.
But moments like that and results like that can derail your season. The confidence, thinking they were 2-0 up, it was going second half, absolutely obliterate. So, like Simon says, interesting to see how they respond tomorrow going forward and how we respond tonight. I think this is a must-not-lose game.
Because on going forward with that result, next time, and hopefully they don't get to this position again where they're winning 2-0, psychologically they'll be thinking, oh, last time we were 2-0 up, we got beat 3-2, and that can play a big part in any team's makeup.
There just feels like there's a lot this weekend. There's a lot at stake this weekend.
I'm just pleased we go first.
Yes, that's a good thing, isn't it? It gives us the opportunity. We'll come on to that in a moment. Before we do, let's just hear from one of the starting 11 today. Brynlaw catching up with Gabby Goodmanson.
Well, Gabby, this has the feel of a big game tonight. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. I think each game is important for us. So, yeah, obviously this one is important. But again, under the flashlight here, Elland Road is going to be nice.
I think the pitch is going to be pretty wet. Will the conditions have an impact on the game, perhaps?
I don't know, really. If case is for both teams, so it doesn't matter, really. We just need to be spot on today.
It's been good under the lights at Elland Road this season. Can the fans play their part again this evening?
Oh, yeah, definitely. We both know that they need us and we need them. So, together we are very strong.
Right then, we are closing in on kickoff tonight. Huge game in store with a big 3 points potentially up for grabs. Simon, how do you approach this from a managerial point of view? Because we've been really good here. We've blown some teams away here, but then there's also a lot at stake. We've had some games where we've tried to shorten the game and some games where we've just gone out and blitzed teams. Which approach do you take?
Yeah, look, I think Daniel will be saying to the team, get out the tracks quickly. The crowd will accept that, want that to happen. But you've got to make sure that you don't get done on the counter-attack against them, because they've got some good players, to be fair. I was with Sean Dyche this afternoon, I had a cup of coffee with him, and he was talking about the atmosphere, the start that Leeds will have, and he will be reiterating to his players that they have to stand up and be counted tonight, but we've got to try and take advantage of that. And if it's not getting a goal in the first 10-15 minutes, play with your head as well as your heart, control the game, get the ball, pass it around, get the ball in the box for Calvert-Lewin, because he could thrive on the chances tonight.
And as a player, obviously for Forest and Gibbs White, if you can allow him time on the ball to get his head up, he can hurt you with passes. He knows where the back of the net is. And like Simon just mentioned, the transition moments, he has got to turn a pace. So
yeah. Did you
do a job?
Did you get the information out of your pal Sean for Daniel?
He was trying to get it out of me, but certainly wasn't. Unless you.
Right, the stadium is full, the atmosphere is building, and we are very much looking forward to this one. Guys, let's just get some score predictions here. We've had a 2-1, we've had a 3-1. Well, you've got to commit to something at some stage here, Bridgie. How's the game going to go? How do you see it going? Is there going to be goals tonight? I feel like it could be. I
hope there's only one, and I hope it's from Big Dom up top, and it's a 1-0, and I'd love to see Ortega, the goalkeeper, just make a mistake like Dida did when we beat AC Milan 1-0. Here, he let it slip through his hands. I'll just do a mic drop there for that. We'll beat AC Milan on a night time here. Let's hope that happens with Ortega and Dom gets the goal.
Right, so, and
where
for
do you
you,
go from that?
There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go.
I'm going to go with my mate 2-1.
Okay.
I think we'll get 2 goals, but they might have a couple of threats and might score. I'll take 2-0 though as well.
Well, we'll take anything that involves 3 points, mate. Absolutely. Right, guys.
Then, Rich?
Sorry?
Your prediction.
No one cares. I have to tell you this every time.
Okay,
no one cares what I think, but Leeds are going to win.
We just thought it'd be nice to ask.
Right, the players are getting ready in the tunnel. It is tipping it down with rain, but what else would you expect? Start of February in Beeston. All the action coming up for you. Your commentary team, as always, here on LUTV. Bryn Law and Tony DeRigo. Enjoy the match.
The exercise this evening, but I think everybody is in agreement here that at Elland Road this evening we have what looks like the biggest game of the season so far. Some may disagree. There are plenty more points to be played for, of course, but given the relative position of the two teams in the table and the ability that one or the other has to just re-establish a bit more daylight between themselves and the drop zone, this does look and feel like it has a little extra significance riding upon it. It's an evening. It's been a really day. In fact, it's been a really wet week in West Yorkshire, and today it has not stopped raining, and the pitch is actually showing the impact of that as well. There is some areas where it's not far off standing water, and there's been the weather was having an adverse effect. We've had an awful lot of rain in this part of the world over the last few weeks, it has to be said. So it's having its impact, but let's see how it acts this year. I think we can definitely expect